All right, everyone. Hi, my name is Ephraim, Passpoint One Comics. My name is Hawkeye. You're Hawkeye. We are all Hawkeye. Guys, thanks so much for letting me come on your YouTube channel to talk about Hawkeye. So let's get going, bros.
Hey, what's going on, good friends, and welcome back to Comic Book Banter, where we are talking about everything Hawkeye, because, you know, my name is Ian, and I'm a Hawkeye, you're a Hawkeye, we're all Hawkeyes, and that's a relatable guy. But I got, my good friend here, Ephraim, who's come to join our show today to talk a little bit about Matt Fraction's Hawkeye. How you doing, bro?
Hey, I'm doing fine, guys. Thanks for having me on your channel, man. I'm a Hawkeye guy. You know, I've been following Hawkeye since I was a kid, so that's a long time.
That's a long time, bro. Yo, and I appreciate you sending me out texting me, and me and Ephraim started talking about it together. I was like, Ephraim, why don't you just come on and be a guest, bro? And then we got up the man, the one true nerd king, Phil. How you doing, Phil?
What's good, my guys? How we doing, man?
Good, bro. We good. How are you doing, man?
I'm great. Missing our other friend here. Panel Surfing can't make it out tonight. Ross can't, but you guys are stuck with me. So, I mean, this could have been a much better night for you if I were the one out, obviously. But no, it's a good day. Excited to be here. Really enjoying this series and getting to really talk about the most down to earth, character of the Avengers, and really kind of getting to know and take this character apart in a different way than a lot of people have been recently. So I'm excited for it.
And Ross, man, we miss you, man. There was the time change happened, and we have the time change here in California and Michigan, but Ross doesn't have the time change in Arizona. So he'll join us next week, because we're gonna kind of slide it back so that Ross can come on too, because he's one of the Banter brothers. But before we go, before we start, let's talk more about what's going on with Ross. So Ross has this a Veterans Day charity raffle benefit. I put this on last week, but there's a bunch of slots. There were a bunch of slots, and now there isn't, because the comic community came together and filled over 100 slots to have a raffle for a bunch of books and runs that Ross and his friends have put together. And we appreciate you, Ross, man. I wish Ross was here so we can give them all a high five together. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, man, that was a good job, man. That was a good job, Ross. And then we got Ephraim. Ephraim, man, tell people a little bit more about your channel, man.
My YouTube channel, I started it about 6 years ago. And I always tell everybody, if you want to have a good laugh, look at my very first videos, because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I would do it every 6 months, because it was just, I would just be so confused and, editing and post-production and all that. About a year ago, a little bit over a year ago, I decided, you know what, I'm going to give this a really go, see what I can do, and give it my best shot. And, it's been going since then. I've met great people because of my YouTube channel and on Instagram, like you guys. I always appreciate just meeting people who have the same passion as me for comic books, and that's basically it. I'm just trying to have fun.
Yeah, man. YouTube is straight. YouTube is when you're first doing it, it's you start off low budget, man, and you kind of put a couple of dollars in and get a little bit of a higher budget, but it's never a higher budget, right?
I didn't have anything. I didn't have any lighting. I didn't have a microphone. I didn't have anything. I had my phone, and that was it.
I know, right? So welcome, Ephraim, and we appreciate. Me and Phil appreciate you be here. I know Ross does, man, and we miss you, Ross, man. If you're out there, man, we miss you today, bro. It's a bummer you're not on, man. So but let's get into the run. Let's start talking about it. So we're talking about Hawkeye 6, issue number 6, and we got Hawkeye here, and so it's around the holidays. They would say about Christmas, and we got Hawkeye saying, "Mr. What? Come on, it's just me. We know it's just you." And you can see Hawkeye there with a bunch of bruises, and he has a bunch of band-aids all over his face, but he's still in a good mood, man. How can you be? He's I guess Christmas cures all, right? So new introductions to some characters. So we at the end of the book we got this guy, man. We were trying to figure out his name, and I think it's just we're just gonna call him OG, the OG
Head bro.
Yeah.
head bro. It's like, look at him, man. He goes, you make a lot of big bad people real mad, bro. Like, I guess if you don't say bro, I guess you're not in the tracksuit mafia, man. You know, you gotta be a bro. But this guy, you know, this guy, he's you know, he's a big Kanye West fan, right? I mean, with the with the glasses, and he got the Kango hat on. But yeah, man, like this is the we get introduced to the OG, man. But Pages, first off, man, panel surfing, man. Our boy, he couldn't make it. He sent us he sent his pages that he enjoyed anyway. And then we start off here. So we got the first panel, and it looks like it kind of fools us, right? We're all thinking like we have Tony Stark's in there, and we have Hawkeye, and everybody's sweating, and they have to cut a cord, but it's actually they have to cut a cord because Hawkeye's life is so messed up, he doesn't know how to untangle his own wires. You know, what do you guys think about Ross's picks?
I think he's spot on. I think this exemplifies Hawkeye's life. It's just a bundle of mess. You know, wires everywhere. I think that portrays just his life. It's just going everywhere. There's no, end to it.
No end to it.
Rather than actually trying to untangle the mess, he'd sooner just cut it out. No, it's out. I'm not gonna fix this. I'm not gonna go back to this. It's done, and just cuts it out.
It's good. Yeah, man. He's just trying to hook up his VCR and his TV and DVD.
I think he was trying to get his DVR for all the series that he had been capturing that he was talking about with Wolverine and Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to go home and watch the series.
Yeah.
And cue this scene. He wanted to go home and do it. And guess what? He done messed up all this cording to the DVR to make anything work.
Yeah, man. Is the DV? Man, do we even have DVR anymore? Because we don't need DVR, right? Like
no.
So this is very 2012, 2013, man. So I guess Clinton is a little bit more together nowadays. And if he was here around like 2020, he was like, hey, man, I don't need the wires, man. Everything's wireless, But back in those days, he's his life's a mess, man. Clint's a mess. But for our next panel, what you got, Phil?
So this was in my mind, just the hilarity of the concept of just him and Tony in the conversation of like, look, I'll get it for you. Like, no, I don't need it. I got money, and Merry freaking Christmas kind of situation. But also just the realness of being a superhero with these people with superpowers, and he's the one that gets punted. And he's like, my concussions got concussions. And then you got like Wolverine looking at him like, I don't even know what those things are. They're just like healed in like not even a second. And then you got Spider-Man too, who just knows to get the out of the way every single time as well. So in my mind is just the epitome of the guy that can avoid, the guy that can get over it. And then you got Hawkeye again. He takes the fall, he takes the spill, he takes the hit, and he still gets up, but he's damaged. So that to me is the epitome of it all.
Seriously, this guy has so many concussions. I mean, I don't know how he can walk.
How is he still alive, bro? How's he not?
Because he's fictional. That's how he's still alive.
This guy's taking more hits than a running back in the NFL, man.
Yeah.
So but we all know like Hawkeye's going deaf in this. You can see from in the panels that he has an earpiece. He has a hearing aid in some of the panels. And as we move on, we'll talk more about what goes on with his hearing. But he's a damaged superhero, man. And he's a damaged. Is he a superhero? Like, can we say can we literally say he's a superhero, or is he just a hero? Because a superhero he's just a hero, right?
Granted, he does have a fantastic ability to hit a target. I think I can't do it. So I can't talk, but is that super? I don't know. Is that just practice?
I think when he's on a series like this, he's a hero. But when he's with the Avengers or whomever else, when they go and fight some godlike entity, he's a superhero.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah.
From the mouths of babes.
Poor our poor Clint, man. So and then Efren, you have you picked these two, right?
Yeah, I mean, like the beginning again, this one page with on the left-hand side with all the wiring around them, just how jumbled his life is, all out of whack. And Tony's there just to try to help him support. And I like this scene because his dog is there, and there's always like some peaks are there at the side. Everything's a mess. Like we don't know if he's coming or going. With the suitcase and the sofa right there. And then on the second page was Kate Bishop. I think this is the part when Hawkeye was going to give her his bow and arrow, and she's going, "What's up? What are you doing?" And
yeah,
I just like the banter between them. It's like obviously like a brother and sister or father daughter.
And there's one thing about this about this issue is it's not linear. It kind of bounces between dates.
Yeah.
So like you have to kind of like figure out how to piece it all kind of together. But it kind of works that you have to read it a couple of times, right? This issue to like kind of get the time structure because the time structure isn't linear. Yeah, man. And what do you think, Phil, about what's going on with Hawkeye in these scenes?
It really is about to me what's different than before is just Kate Bishop, just like to stop being full of shit. You're gonna be fine. Take this back. I'm insulted you gave it to me. You're not one to just give up like this. So that's why. That's my interpretation.
Yeah, man. So what's going on here is that as we're gonna see in the next panel that I have is that the tracksuit mafia wants their building back, right? They want their building back, and they're telling Hawkeye like either you give us our building back or you move, or we're going to kill everybody in the building. That's a threat. So Hawkeye wants to run, right? Hawkeye was like, Clint wants to run, right? He's like,
yeah,
I'm a threat to these people. These people are like my family. Anytime anybody gets close to me, it's just dangerous. Stay away from me, Kate. Maybe you shouldn't be close to me either. Here's my bow. Take it, and because I'm about to jet. So that's kind of what's going on here. And in my pick, I actually pick the OG, man, the OG bro, the OG bro. They all the bros are downstairs while they're up grilling in the snow, trying to get in that Christmas spirit. And the bros are downstairs and they want to throw down, man. They want to kick rocks with Hawkeye. And what does Hawkeye do? Does Hawkeye ever think, man? I don't think he ever thinks. Like,
it could be a side effect of the concussion.
Yeah,
it is, right? It's the Alzheimer kicking in. It's like he has a overzealous ego, and he goes down there with his bow and arrow against like 20 other bros. I think they set him up.
Traumatic brain injury,
right? I think there's like there's three. There's three in the beginning, and then there's another 17 in after. And then they kind of set him up. He gets his licks in, but as we can see here, he gets licked.
Yeah.
And he gets the bag over his head, and they bring him into the bro capital, which is I don't know where it's at in New York, and the OG bro right here, we're gonna call him the OG bro, comes out and tells him, "Hey, bro, like either you leave or we're going to start some trouble at your in the building and take out all your friends." So, but man, what does Clint do, man? What do we think Clint's gonna do in this situation? Come on, we all kind of know what Clint's gonna do, right? What do we think Clint's gonna do, guys?
Step up. It's just gonna run his mouth and say something stupid, but yeah,
and get beat up.
Some more.
Yep, and I think Kate is his Kate gives him a lot. Kate makes him a little bit braver, right? Like Kate's like, dude, you're Hawkeye, you're an Avenger. Why the hell are you gonna leave, right? Like, why are you even thinking about that? You're a hero, like you're my superhero, and that's kind of what we're getting to, right? Like Kate really looks up to this guy, and she's like, superheroes don't run, man. Superheroes stick in the fight. You need to, settle down and, put on your big boy pants and step up because I got your back. Right. Like, and I think that also gives like Hawkeye a little bit more gives him a little bit more confidence to stay and help out his people, right?
I think Kate is like an angel on his shoulder.
There you
Makes
go.
him realize, hey, you're a good guy. Sometimes you may forget because of all your concussions, but you got to step up. You're Hawkeye.
Yeah.
To me, it kind of reminds me of the father-daughter relationship, that paradigm, where you think about all of a sudden as a dad, you can exist one way.
Mm-hmm.
When you're around your little girl, you got to step up, be a little braver, be a little stronger, get your shit together. And at that same time, I think, he mistakenly calls her his ward or sidekick, all these different terms for somebody that's supposed to be looking up to me and somebody that's supposed to be learning from me, taking me as an example. And when she's around, it's that physical reminder that, Swordsman was to me these XYZ things that made me into the way I am. And I needed a lot of goading from other characters to straighten out into the direction that I ended up taking. And he knows that, Kate has the talent and she's got the raw ability. It's there, but she needs the guide. She needs the teacher. She needs the mentor. And I think that she makes him better. I think that, and not because of a talent or a competition, but because he just realizes he needs to step up and be better because she is going to be the next him and he doesn't want her to get hurt. So, I mean, she's got to be better than him. So he has to be a little bit more higher level. That's my opinion.
No, man, I totally agree with you, man. I'm a dad too. And, you always have to step up in front of your kids. You have to do the right thing, especially when you're coming up to, you're coming up to a stoplight and someone asks for change and you have my little guy right next to me and he's looking at me like, Daddy, aren't you going to give him change? And I'm like, okay, I have, usually I wouldn't, but I have to do it for my little dude, you have to step up, man. So totally agree with you, man. Totally agree with you. Hawkeye's in trouble, man. Hawkeye's in trouble, but Kate got his back, man. Kate got his back. And now we're moving on to issue number 7, man. And this is the Sandy Sandy storm, right? That happened out in Hurricane Sandy that happened in the East Coast. Did you experience that any Phil, when you're out there in Michigan or not? It was two on the coast, right? Hey man, we're California guys, bro. Like we know like everything from like Texas and north, bro. Like, so, that's us. But I was reading some of the editor stuff, man. So I want to read this to you guys, man. It's the editor part it's actually pretty cool on how this came through. She says, so this one came together fast and it involves me getting duped. After Superstorm Sandy hit the East Coast, Fraction, who lives on the West Coast, but is a former New Yorker, and I were on my barely working phone discussing if there might be a way to show the effects of the NYC in New Jersey and the whole surrounding area. The idea he landed on meant moving a bunch of issues up and sliding this new story in as soon as possible. So this is kind of a filler, right, guys? It's kind of a filler. That gave us a very short window and a giant editorial headache in which this had to get done. Certainly less than most modern comics take to make nowadays. As you have just read, Matt had come up with 2 interwoven stories featuring Clint and Kate. So now we needed artists, and we started throwing names out. And the first one that stuck out was Steve Lever. And then let me see. Fraction sent me some samples of Jesse Ham. Fraction knows my taste and it seems because I loved it. Jesse work has a lot of lush stuff. So let me go in here. So what I didn't know he got duped she got duped into adding Steven and Jesse. But as you could see, this was kind of like a storytelling of what happened to all in one in this comic book. What happened to the people over on the East Coast during Sandy. So kind of a filler, but a good story. A really good story, and we get to meet these are not new characters. These are more like characters that have been in a story and one new character. So the character we're talking about is Sandy. So Sandy, the Superstorm, is a big character because this is what the book is about, right, guys?
Yep.
I didn't experience it. Phil didn't experience another Efren, but I saw what happened, and my heart goes out to the people that had to deal with this. And then we get to meet these guys. Someone want to talk about these guys? I know you guys. Do we all got Grills fan? We got Grills fans in here, guys.
This is Ross's favorite book in the entire series. So this one just spoke to him. I'm not sure what the exact situation was, but this father-son relationship, this was his favorite book in the entire series. So before we go too far, I just want to make sure everybody knows this was his favorite.
Yeah, this is Ross's story. How about you, Efren, man? What do you think about this relationship play between Grill and his dad?
I think it's a perfect father-son relationship. The father's older; he wants to be independent still, but of course, the son, wants to take care of his dad as much as possible. And you can see the divide between them at the beginning. Because like I said, the dad's set in his ways; he doesn't want to change anything, but his son cares, and he's stubborn too. So I like that dynamic. It's just everyday life of a family,
Yeah, man. We got some people show up in the chat. We got Nick. He just says, I'm just here for a quickie. And then we got the one and only Sarah Shigi, man. She's always supporting the show, man. Yeah, I always wonder, man, when does it get to this point as a dad? Because I have a young kid, and I don't have any, I have a nephew who, I'm very close to. And he's kind of separating himself and want to be a bigger boy. And, I have to show him I'm still your uncle, bro. I'm still your uncle, your older uncle. So, we're all figuring that out as become older dads, so, so Pat, so our homie right here, man, he picked these, and I think these are one of his favorite, I think the page on the right. Go ahead, Phil. I mean, you could talk more about this.
I can't say too much because obviously I'm not Ross. But I can say that these being his favorite panels, I'm guessing this is due to the relationship with the father and the passing of the mother, and kind of taking care of and having that relationship. I think it's caring for your parent is very different in Western culture than it is almost anywhere else in the world, or in the United States too. We've got places we send people. In these cases, you see the relationship of a father that's having a hard time letting go, and a son that is coming to try and help. And parents aren't always good at letting their kids help either. Mm-hmm. Another beauty of it, as all fathers in this room know, we don't always do well with, no, it's okay, I got it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about me. I've got these things. And all of a sudden, this father and this son are faced with spending time avoiding something for so long. This thing is coming and wiping it away totally. And while it's one thing to ignore, it's another thing to be erased. And I think that there's just a lot of beauty in the sadness and the reconciliation of these panels to me.
Yeah, guys, it's a different dynamic. My daughter's an adult now, and she's always going to be my little girl. But our relationship has changed obviously throughout the years. I treat her more as an equal now. We speak adult conversations, not like when she was a little kid. And she's always going to worry about me because I'm by myself. But yeah, it's a great dynamic. I love this page.
Yeah, yeah, man. It's hard to see my son grow up, man. He's only 4 right now, and I look at him and he still has a baby face. He still sleeps. He still sleeps really good at night. Last night he sleeps next. He has a bed next to us. And he was talking in his sleep. You know what he was saying? Come on, guess, man. He was he was saying this is what my son was saying in his sleep. Candy. Yummy. I was like, bro, if that's what you're dreaming about, then I think we're good. I think we're good parents, man. he hasn't like a really, he's still a little dude, and I'm proud of him and I love him, man. And but what I see here is like there wasn't closure when mom died. I think mom was glued to this family that kind of held things together, and like all men, we don't talk, man. I've been it's taken me 40 years to get this far to learn how to communicate with my loved ones, right? Like for the better or worse, man. It's events like these, like funerals, right? Like funerals are the big ones, man, where we come together and we appreciate each other, man. We appreciate each other more. And I think these hard times right here, man, I think I think Grills understands how much mom meant to dad, and that he wanted to get mom's belongings for dad, and dad saw that. And I think Grills felt like for some reason, dad maybe like detached from a little bit, and was less bonding, and didn't talk to him as much. And and I think he thought he let dad down, right, by not getting this stuff. And dad was like, dude, like, I love you anyway, man. It's just me, like my love for you is always, like, this is what we're seeing in a silent way that guys do, right? Like, we kind of look at each other, we're about to cry, but then we just kind of, hey, when are we gonna watch that football game, man? What you think? What you think about the Lions, Phil? Before we gotta change the subject, man. We gotta change the subject, bro. But I like the look. I like the look right here, man, on Clint's face, man. Like, it was actually a good thing that I came out, man, and made a little difference, with you guys. So,
and also just watching it too, taking that lesson.
Yeah. It's a big thing for, Clint, because Clint didn't, Clint's brother, Clint's dad was his brother, right? And his brother kind of raised him kind of hard, he had a shithead for a dad, but I think this is something that, he can kind of like feel the transference and like get that projection of good feelings that he's missing in his life, I guess, but that's just me. And then go ahead, man, Ephraim, bro. Like, what you got, bro?
Well, this is the scene where they're all leaving because, they can't stay in the house because it's basically overflooding. You see on the right-hand side. And I just like, they're all in a boat and they're just going to safety, and I like that he asked him what his name was, but before this, he didn't know his name. It was just Grills. That was the funny part when he was saying, wait a minute, what is his name? And then he told him my name is Gilbert,
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, so I like this scene. It's just them rowing away to safety,
But what does Grills call Clint? He calls him Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. They don't know each other's names, bro. Like,
and it's just
Hawkeye.
Like, guy.
Yeah.
Hawkeye. No, Hawkeye. But
imagine. Go ahead, Ephraim. I'm sorry.
I think this is what motivates Hawkeye to be an Avenger or to be a superhero. Just that the previous page when they had the close up of his face and he's smiling, to me that says this is why I do it all, just for this moment. Like moments like this is why I'm a hero or a superhero.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Because it's tough, man. I mean, I know Phil, since he's in that industry too. I work in that industry too of helping people, and it's tough, man. It's a tough thing, and you got to savor those moments, man. You have to savor those moments because those moments don't come along too much. And the work especially that I do, man. Like it comes like my moments come like 15 years later. When one of my kids call me and say, come to my wedding, and I get to see him, get married, it's strange, man. You got to cherish those moments. Yep. But they look at them, man. They make it home safely. They get the boat going, man. I could just imagine like this happening, man. I can't imagine this happening in California. Like this would be nuts, bro. Like you have to have a boat, and then I think in your attic, right? I'm like, where did the boat go in the attic? How did it get there?
Yeah, no, that's a big boat too, dude. They're sitting side by side. How'd you get that in your attic? I don't know,
bro. But attics in California, but there are none, bro. We could barely afford like a room, man, here in California. So to have an attic is like crazy. That could fit a boat. And then Phil, you got your last panel here, man.
This to me was the the big city versus the small town, people kind of coming together and doing their thing. And, this is some differences of sorts, but it's just kind of the way it wraps up. They catch each other again. She's exhausted. He's crashing here. They're both coming from whatever directions they were coming from as disheveled messes. And they're meeting and just basically collapsing at the same time. This was just a good close to the hurricane kind of concept of him giving her all the grief in the world for going to Jersey. And here it is that, they helped her catch the guys that kicked her butt. They packed her a lunch, sped her off on her way with God's grace and all the goodies and two-shoe tidings and stuff. And then here comes Hawkeye, and like, how are things? Well, Brooklyn's on fire, and it's flooding, and it's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday in New York, and it was I don't know, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, and she says Jersey rules, huh?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ephraim. What you think about this panel, man?
Well, I love this panel, especially the last page. I just love the banter between the Hawkeyes, Kate and Clint. They're just, I'm gonna crash at your place. You get the couch. I'm a guest. I just like this. It's just a dynamic between them. It's just very well written. I really like this last page.
Yeah, Fraction just has a way about words about like two people and connecting, man. Like in all his books, like there's always a great banner going on that means a lot, man. And Kate, man, how does she always get wrapped up in like bad weddings? I feel like anytime I would never invite her to my wedding, a wedding of mine, bro. I'm like, I love you, Kate, but like you messed up like a wedding at a church, and now it didn't mess up when you're there, mess up, but now you this wedding over here in New Jersey's all messed up. Like, Kate, you could just stay home and maybe attend by Zoom, right? Like,
yeah.
Kate's always in trouble with these, man. But yeah, it was a great story about Sandy. What happened during Sandy, and what's going on, what happened on the East Coast at that time. Maybe it's maybe this could be read like in it's schools, maybe, I don't know, to give them like a more of a cool experience about what happened during that time, which it wasn't cool, but it was a great story by Fraction. So and then we have this one, man. So
Cherry.
I don't know, Cherry. What do you think about Cherry, Ephraim, man? Like,
I thought at the beginning that she was a character from Marvel past when they introduced her, but she's not. And she's just got caught up with one of the bros, and she wants to get out, but she has something else going on at the side too that she's not telling him the whole story. And of course, he's smitten with her. But I didn't realize in this issue that he was still dating Spider-Woman.
Right?
So I was like, what the heck? What are you doing, man?
It's like, this dude, man. It's like
I think a player.
I mean, maybe we should all if you're single, maybe this is good advice for you. Just have a train wreck of a life, and you can get two hot girls. I mean, right? Like,
I don't know. Hot girls tend to be attracted to train wrecks, anyways.
I know, right? Like, for reals, bro. Like, if you're basic, girls just don't like that, man. They like the train wrecks. They like the.
Nope.
It's like we were talking about before, man. Like, they want to fix. I mean, I'm not trying to speak for all women. This might get me in trouble, but maybe it's like, man, Clint, man, he could be fixed, and we can mold him. We can mold him into something that's beautiful and kind, and and 10 years later, like, hey, man, like, you're a train wreck now. Now look at you. Now you're super basic. No, I'm playing.
Yeah.
But this is one of the most my favorite covers. I have this cover
Nice.
right here. Yep, man.
Yeah.
It's I think I told you last night, man. This is like one of the this is the book that I actually read, and I was like, yo, I kind of like
that
this
was when
book. Yep, and then it got me into reading comics back in 2012, man. I was like, yo,
I bet it did. I bet it did.
It did, man.
Yeah.
I was like, hot chick that likes train wreck guys.
Got your number now, pal.
Was I a train
Got
wreck
your
back
number
in
now.
I think that's when I met my wife. Was around 2000. No, not 2001 was when I was a train wreck, and she fixed me. Thank you, thank you. She's my producer. She fixed me. I'm fine now. I wasn't Clint. I was as cute as Clint. I'm not as cute as Phil and Ephraim, but you know, like I'm fixed, you know. So,
Man.
but new characters, here we go, man. And this is her. This is how you know Cherry, man. This is her thing. Ask me no questions, I tell you no lies. And there I go, man. That's what brought me in, Phil. That's what brought me into reading comics, man. Was this picture of Cherry in the cherry dress, you know? So
I just realized something. When she says jackpot there, you think it has to do with an homage to Mary Jane Watson when she said you just hit the jackpot or something like that? Back
maybe.
in the day?
There you
Well,
go,
I mean,
man.
look at her at the door. She's a redhead.
Yeah, I just thought of that.
You know. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's 100% Mary Jane homage.
She's the other. She's the
just
other
the way
Mary
you
Jane.
wish you saw her standing there at the door when you read that comic.
So who would you if you were at a party and you saw Cherry and Mary Jane, which one would you be more attracted to?
Depends on what you want
and how much I'm drinking.
How much you drinking, man, or how much
how much guts you got.
Yeah.
I think it would take more guts to talk to Cherry than it would to talk to Mary Jane, because Mary Jane's more the girl next door.
Yeah,
more of that person, that relatable. That Mary Jane's who you take home to meet your family, your parents, that kind of thing. Cherry is someone you take to the backseat of your car.
maybe she
or maybe to her place.
Yeah.
Cherry's not a long term. Cherry doesn't strike me as long term. Maybe she becomes for somebody long term, but at this stage in her life and it being the mess that it is and the guys that she's into, MJ, yes. Yes, Sarah. MJ, less STDs, agreed, 100%. Yeah. This is jackpots. You're winning something else. You're going to leave with something else when you're done with Cherry.
You're not going to get a jackpot, but I think Cherry's the one that's taking us to the back of her car. I think she is the one. She
knows what she wants.
She's the boss in all of this. Like she is with Clint, man. Like she gets Clint to go into a mobster bar all by himself to be the just to start some clamor so that she can go steal a safe. You know,
this is just how terrible dudes are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
End of the day, just how schmucky we can be, because all you got to do is just have a scene or two like this, and we will go in and basically knock over an entire strip club and cause a scene and commotion, and go to jail.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day,
I think
man, women, you are so much better than us.
Yeah. You are.
Props.
You have way more self-control and way more frontal lobe control than us.
True story.
I don't think
control is.
Yeah,
I don't think the blood is here when we see a Cherry. I think it goes somewhere else, man. So, so it's all out the window. Look, even Sarah goes, yep. So, and then let's move on, man. Let's see what so go ahead, Ephraim. What you got here, bro?
I love this page. The left-hand side, they have like different pages of his like there's one of them that says Doom Love, and there's like all his ex-girlfriends, and he's like smitten or hit over the head. Maybe it's his concussions that he's dreaming of all these girls at once. I thought it was an awesome page. And then the next page, I love it when all his Black Widow, his ex-wife, and Spider-Woman are all there. And I don't know how they just didn't all kick his ass at once. To be honest with you, but I think they just like the way he's almost like a puppy dog, and they're just trying to help him out, because he's Clint. And they're at the end, the last little corner on the right-hand side, all of them just kind of just staring him and just saying, okay, good luck. So it's to me just a fantastic page.
Son of a bitch. Yeah. And this is where the comics in these scenes come in. Like, to me, I was looking at this and like, oh, this is interesting. They're adding these kind of pop art kinds of feels and things like that. Like, oh, it's the code. All right. So number 8's the first number. All right. I get it now. Unfortunately, I got it afterwards. But yes, you know. But no, this is probably the best panel in the entire book. I've got the one on the right, especially 100%.
Yeah. Go ahead, Efren.
I'm sorry. One of the good things about you guys letting me come on your channel is I'm rereading all these stories again. I hadn't read them for years.
Oh,
and,
good. Yeah, me too.
Once you read a comic book, let's face it, you don't read it hardly ever again. But you remember it, bits and pieces of it. So when you guys, were on Hawkeye, I go, oh my God. So I started reading this storyline again. I was like, that's such a good storyline. I'm glad, besides being on your channel, that I'm just reading them again.
Oh man, I appreciate you, man. I think I've been following you for a while, man. Your channel too, so, and I appreciate you being here. But yeah, man. I mean, for me, it was like, as Phil knows, man, like this is what got me into reading comics, like seriously. And when I saw the trailer come in, man, I was like, I need to reread this. And then I was just like, why don't we just read this together? You know what I'm saying? But I don't, for this panel, I don't know if this was real or not. This is where I'm at. Like I read this. I don't know if it's in his head because Cherry just came in and then he sees the three women in his head saying, here we go again. What the F are you doing, Clint? Like, you got his big sister there, like, Natasha, like, Clint, what the F, bro? And then you got his wife like saying, dude, really? And then you got his girlfriend, Spider Woman going, his
friend, girl, yeah,
whatever,
question mark.
Yeah, this was like, yeah, just saying, say what, like, so do you guys think this is like it really happened or just is in Clint's head, like his PTSD head,
Wow. Oh, I think it happened.
Yeah, but now that you mentioned that, that's a good point. Like, who knows, man? But I think it's happening to him.
Yeah,
the outfits make it questionable.
Yeah,
1960s. I mean, Natasha's hair hasn't been like that in ages, and but yeah, I think at the end of the day, maybe it has some imagination embellishments, but I got a feeling it happened just because honestly, it would happen to Clint. That would be the way it goes. That'd be the way it goes.
All right. Before I move on, we have all four ladies here. Which lady would you ask on a date?
I would pick Black Widow.
Okay.
I go with Spider Woman.
Okay, and I go with Cherry, bro. Like, what's wrong with me, man? What's wrong with me, bro? Like, why would I go with Cherry, man? But yeah, man. There you go, man. Read into it, guys. Read into it on the rewind.
Oh, we're reading into it plenty, pal.
Read into it. And then who got next, man? So we got me, man. So I actually like these kind of old, like kind of golden age like pages. They were done by Annie Wu, actually. And the way I liked it is because it gave a Cherry character, right? Like it kind of filled in, kind of gave you an idea of who she is and where she comes from and how she got into this, this mess with these this mafiosos, like so she's a teen runaway and you can see her dad there. It doesn't look like she came from the most great homes, and she ran away to New York. And she ran to New York and became a cocktail waitress. It doesn't look like she was a stripper. It looks like more she was like a cocktail waitress / accountant. I don't know. Like it says here, like she's reading through the books and maybe she, went into the safe and, was trying to grab some evidence. I don't know. And then we got, I guess this is her ex-husband or ex-boyfriend looking for her on the ledge. So this is kind of, I like this kind of like homage, these old school homages, right? Like to, these, those love comics or these Archies, right? That kind of these Archie things going on, So what do you guys think about, did you guys think this fitted the story that with Annie Wu being the artist, of these?
It took me a while to figure out why they were in there.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. I go, what is this?
It was a retrospect thing for me too, bro.
I thought they were covers, like different, variant covers for, that they, because that's not right. I go, they're just showing like bits of her life in between the storylines, who she is. And, you kind of get an idea more of this character.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I thought they were being lazy as hell, just trying to take up panel space.
Right.
At first I was looking like, oh, they just getting lazy on us, just making giant pages so they don't have to fill it with like, no, we got this many pages of comic, and it's just like, yeah, but what did it have to do? Oh, now I get it.
Yeah.
And I got it, and it was good, but I get it, got it good. But in this case, in my mind, yeah, at the time when I was going through the book the first time, I was just like, oh, this is cool. And then it's happened a second time, I'm like, huh. And by the third time, like, you lazy sons of, and the fourth one's in there. And then the fifth one, I'm like, oh, it all makes sense now. And then I look back, I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Here's number 15. There's number 8. There's number, so
Yeah. I mean, I think Marvel let the artist kind of have reign here, man. Like the editor, I like reading. I don't like reading the editor stuff usually, but in these ones, if you read the editor and the arrow mail and the editor's comments, it kind of puts the story a little bit back together. But she didn't say anything about Annie Wu joining it, but I don't know, man. It just kind of I liked it. I mean, I liked the freshness of adding these pages, even though it was kind of lazy. I have to agree with Phil.
Well, it was lazy at first. Before I realized the tie-in, I didn't get it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't get that this was not just a playoff in the story or an embellishment of the character. This was a clue for what she's super peeved about at the end of it, because he mixed them up. And that to me is, that was really smart. It was very, it was well written in that way that it harkened back in this way. So I got it all of a sudden, and you knew it was going to have, at least I hoped it was going to have something to do with it in there. But at the time I did think it was, but I realized now in retrospect, it totally wasn't. It was because you had to look at the details. It had to be big enough for you to see those numbers. Otherwise it wouldn't have made sense.
Totally, man. And then here we go. And then the next one we got Ephraim. What you got, Ephraim?
Let me see here. What is this one? Oh, I like the scene on the left-hand side.
I like it too.
Cherry and Clint
we know
going back and forth. And what you like it because her jacket's coming off, or just?
Hey, I'm just saying, man.
And then at the end, it has Kate
favorite book. He's taken on a date. Come on, if we saw this coming.
Yeah. And then Kate Bishop at the last panel on the bottom left-hand side saying, whatever, guys, I'm not waiting for you guys. I'm out of here, man. Yeah. I mean, I love you,
That's
Hawkeye,
funny.
But I'm out. I don't want to get involved in any of your messes. And then on the right-hand side, when they get busted by the cops, and then poor Clint, he's got like a heart of gold, so to speak. And, he goes out and, just gets arrested. But the girl says, later, I'm not going to get caught, sucker, but I love you, basically. So I thought there were two great scenes, just exemplifies Clint, in a nutshell.
And that's a sucker we all are for a cherry, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Not even a cherry sometimes, just in general.
I know, right? Dude, it's just like, dude, all you have to do is wear a jacket and take it off, and hey, we'll go and get our ass whipped and then get arrested for you,
Touche.
But you can see, like like you said, Kate's like, dude, what the hell are you doing? You're my getaway car, Kate. Like, hell no, I'm out. You guys do your dumb, you do your dumb thing, Clint. Like, I'm gone. Like, I'm not gonna back you up in this one. I know you're gonna get your ass whipped, but that's on you, bro. You just bring the blood back up to your head, Clint. Bring the blood back up to your head, man.
Yeah, so, she's kind of like, I came here, I did my thing, and I'm gonna dip, and she left. That was it. She was out.
She was out.
I mean, rightly so. If somebody was doing that in my back seat, it's like, man, get out of my car. Get out of my car.
Get out, man. I love
that she's got that little beetle, that little V-dub. I love that.
And the thing is that we don't, like the relationship between Clint and Kate is like super, like kind of messy, like at the same time he's a mentor, sometimes he's an uncle, sometimes he has a crush on him. So, like, sometimes and then we see uncle. He's a creepy uncle. And then we see this. It's like, dude, what the fuck? What you doing in my back seat? Like, grow the F up, bro. Like, you're supposed to be an example, Clint. What the, she's like, whatever.
I'm telling you, it's all the concussions, man. He doesn't know what he's doing.
He has no idea, man. He has no idea. And then we have our boy Ross's favorite one, man. And this is where they kind of like all talk about Clint and say that Clint's an issue, man. Clint's a problem. Let's do it an Avenger, you know, and they have a banter back and forth, and everybody kind of decides like, let's off him, you know. And then we get this strange like guy right here, right? Like, who is this guy?
That's a Spider-Man character.
That Mr. Negative.
Yes.
We got this guy right here, you know, who is the guy. I don't know if do we want to talk about this or talk about this next episode, right? Like,
that's the next episode, dude. You can't talk about him now. He's not even here yet.
He's not in here yet. We gotta wait for Ross to come back in, you know.
Well, I mean, but you can't talk. He's not even. This isn't even a cameo. I mean, this isn't even a name mention. There's no appearance of him in here. So yeah, it's just a Hawkeye symbol with a tear. What the hell does that mean? We don't know. We find out in issue 10. Yeah,
it's an
it's a bullseye with a tear.
Bullseye with a there you go, man. A bullseye with a tear. What do you think,
or
Efren?
Maybe with a drop of blood coming from it. I don't know how you want to interpret it.
To be honest with you, I've seen that last panel, and it's been years since I read up to this last chapter, so I don't know who this character. I didn't know it was a character. I just kind of glossed over it. But thanks for telling me now. Now I got to read it. After this, I'm gonna go read to see who it is.
Yeah, it's he. Yeah, well, I can't wait.
The Marvel app is amazing, people.
I can't get to get to that part and talk about that panel. And then bring Ross back up in here so he can talk about it too. But yeah, we got a Kingpin back in the house, man. So you know, this is why I think like Kingpins might be in this new Hawkeye show, man. You know, like he's a pretty relevant character in here that kind of makes all the decisions for all these gangsters, man. Like
Vincent DeForno is mentioned to be making an appearance, supposedly. So,
do you think people would lose their minds if we see Vincent as a Kingpin?
No, I mean most people have unfortunately at least inadvertently seen the leak with Daredevil. So the Kingpin DeForno thing to me is just it's going to happen. It has to.
Yeah, it has to happen.
They're the best two things that came out of that, besides Jessica Jones as well. You know, they were 3 of the 4 best things that have happened in the Netflix universe, in my opinion. That's Daredevil, Kingpin, and then you've got Jessica Jones, Punisher. Okay, Punisher 2. Damn it. But Cottonmouth. But Cottonmouth's coming back as Blade, and that's even better. So, you know, Cottonmouth got done wrong. So wrong in Luke Cage, and seeing him come back as I'm sorry, totally diverting. But
no, totally, man. But you gotta give the Punisher props when he came on Daredevil season. Was it 3? Was it 3 seasons? Dude, that was the best season ever, dude.
John Blumenthal nailed it. A lot of people still like a lot of other actors for it, and I get it. And you know, everybody's gonna be mad at me for it, but I love John Blumenthal as the Punisher.
So do I.
Can I spoil it? My favorite part is when he sniped out someone that was going to get, the Daredevil, and it's like, there you go, Red, got you back. You know, like he called him Red. You know, that was the best, bro. I was like, that's how you deal with the Punisher, man. Yeah, he is a. I would love to see the Punisher, man, back as him, John. What's his name? John
Blumenthal.
John Blumenthal, man, he would be dope, dude. Like he was awesome as it. And that's what we got. All the show we got for you guys today. We went through issue 6 through 8, man. Ross, we miss you, but I'm gonna turn it over to Efren to talk more about his channel, man. Go ahead, Efren.
So I'm planning on going to a comic book store. It's in El Cajon. I'm drawing a blank on the store right now. They have more than one store. You may know about them, Ian. I'm drawing a blank on the stores. But I'm just gonna tape inside their store. I like going to different comic book stores and just giving them props and showing what they have to sell. And like I said, I'm planning to do another video on the upcoming San Diego Comic-Con special edition, and just talking to you guys, man, which is always fun. I'm always looking forward to Phil's videos too, man. They're the best. I mean, on Instagram, I gotta say, dude, mad props to those videos of yours, man. That's like to me, it's like must see TV on Instagram or whatever you want to say.
Phil is the king of Instagram, man. That's for real, bro. He is the king of Instagram. I got to give you props too, Phil, because I'm super bright right now. You know.
You too, Ian. I love seeing your content on Instagram, on YouTube, also, man. It's just something that I enjoy doing. I'm watching, besides making my own videos that are going on Instagram.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you being here, man. But what else we got here as we move on, man? And you're always welcome to come back. And can I just throw out an invite to you, man? You want to come on to our watch party when we're gonna do a watch party here, right? More people the better, right, Phil? Like
more people the better. Absolutely.
Of Hawkeye, the premiere of Hawkeye on the 24th at midnight. So you're totally welcome. I'll throw you a link, man. You know,
yeah, whenever you guys want me to come on again, just let me know. And yeah, it's no problem. I really enjoy this. Oh, one more thing I forgot to tell you guys. I was playing fetch with my dog today, in my backyard, and he was going inside the house. And I go, "Hey, where you going, bro?"
There you go.
I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "I got to tell these guys this story."
Man, I say bro a lot too. So yeah, you can take a shot on me. Yeah, every time I say bro, take a shot. And then my boy Ross, man. You know, go follow Ross. He is panel surfing, and he is also with the Low Grades. You can go to the Low Grades Instagram, and please sub them up. They have a Friday night show, and it's like one of the best Friday night hangout shows there is. Real soulful, man. They talk about everything from Ouija boards to Afterlife to Freddy Krueger, man. Like these guys are dope, man. You know, like the conversation is always interesting, and the guests are always interesting. And I just love these guys, man. So Ross, man, we hope you can come back soon, man. Next week. And then what you got next week? And then we got the king of Instagram right here.
No, I wouldn't say that in any way, shape, or form. I got a long ways to go to be king of any of that stuff. I'm just the schmuck that doesn't sell books but still talks about comics all the time. Everybody looks at me and it's like, what is he doing? Oh, he just makes videos about comics, but he doesn't show comics. He doesn't sell. What the hell? So yeah, I honestly am just here for the conversation of the friends like this right now, right? Yep. I am a horrible salesman. Even though I probably got to get rid of some things eventually, but I just really like hanging out and just being a friend in the community. There's negativity everywhere. And there's just people being ridiculous at times, and I just feel like people go on and they just want to complain, and that's not my thing, man. I want to go on and have fun and make friends and point out the honesty and the humanity and the fun that's going on in this community and the people that are really making it a better place. That's why I've gotten to have the opportunity to speak to both of you on my shows. That's why I've had the opportunity to talk to a lot of cool people. Talked to Reggie last night, and that was a great time too. So, you know, there's so many good people in this community, and they don't always get the FaceTime. So that's why every week I like to catch up with collectors and sellers and just the people that make Instagram a good place. So, you know, that's what you find when you come to my channel on Instagram. Follow my page. I make goofy reels, but really every single night I go live with different people from the community, and it's just a great place to get to know and make new friends.
Yeah, man. And that, you know, the reel that I like the most, man, was the rock one where you're like, you can't outwork me. I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I work
to my
out.
House, yes.
You can come to my house. And then you showed your stack of from New Comic Book Day. And I was like, hell yeah, bro. You can't outwork Phil, bro. That was the
motherfuckers can't outwork me.
Motherfuckers can't outwork me, bro. Like, that was the shit, bro. I was like, I had to give you props for that, man. Because I love rock, bro. And that motherfucker, when you did it, bro, I had to watch it like 5 times. I showed it to my wife, and my wife started laughing, bro. She was like, it's hilarious, man. But hey, guys, we also have my shirts that I'm selling. 50% of all the proceeds go to the Humane Society here in San Diego. One person bought a shirt last week, so we got $5 going to the Humane Society. They bought the Lucky's Coming Home with me. I appreciate it, man. And so the dogs and the cats and the animals that all go there. There could be alligators at the Humane Society. I don't know, man. It could be snakes.
I'm getting one right now.
Yeah, man. I will be wearing one of these. I bought one too. I would be wearing the Lucky's Coming Home with me at San Diego Comic-Con. So if you hit me up, man, let's just do this, man. If you hit me up and you see me with the shirt and you say I'm Hawkeye, I will buy you one of these shirts so we can have another $5.
I'm Hawkeye. I'm Hawkeye. I'm Hawkeye.
At San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, damn it. You know I'm not going out there. I'm in Michigan, man. All of a sudden, it's just good for Efren.
Yeah.
I know Efren's
Getting
I'm
into
I'm sure Steve
Look at
said.
you. Yeah, he's just smiling, just like, yeah.
Hey, can I say one more thing?
Go ahead, bro.
So I forgot to say, on my Instagram page, I'm close to 2,000 subscribers. So I'm going to be doing a giveaway, and on my YouTube channel, I'm almost to 500. So I'm going to be doing a giveaway on both, Instagram.
Hell yeah,
and
brother.
just so you know when it happens.
Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Congrats, bro. Let me tag me so I can put that in my story and help you out, man. Get the love out there, man. And then we'll be at the same place, but not the same time next week because we want to get our brother Ross in. We will start at 3:00 p.m. Pacific time, 6:00 Eastern time, and we are going to have a special guest, another special guest, and this guy, I'm going to give you guys a hint. I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea to have this guy on our show.
It's probably a bad idea.
I know, man. This guy is
bad idea.
Yeah,
It's
man.
more bad ideas than any of your bad ideas.
It's a bad. There you go. It's a bad idea, but hey, man, I go for the bad ideas, bro, because I like cherry. I like cherry.
No, you asked me to come on this show. Like is there a worst idea, not just a bad one?
Man, but I appreciate everybody that came on live, especially our lady Sarah. She's always up in here, man. Always supporting the community. And my boy Plainclothes D, and we got Nick, man. Nick was up in here too. And then we got Schwab. Let me hear, see, man. Schwab for comics. And then Sarah says, I got to stay tuned. I want Sarah to come on with us for the live show, man. The live viewing. It's gonna be fun, man.
It's fun.
We will be watching. I've never done it. Have you done it before, Efren?
Live show where?
Like watching a live TV show.
No, not at all.
Fun. Yeah, they're fun. I've been a part of one. I've not ever led one before, but I've been a part of a couple.
I know.
This may be a dumb question, but when you guys do a live party, is the show on the screen at the same time, or is everybody watching it off their own TV?
Because all of a sudden you're going to get in a ton of copyright trouble. Usually what you do is say, for example, maybe I would have my headset tuned to my television where I could hear it, right? Mm-hmm. And then I have my microphone here being able to catch me talking about it. And everybody's basically synced up their watch to the same time. So you can get the same series of reactions and whatnot. Okay. So yeah, that's at least how I did it. And we just started doing that during COVID because me and my coworkers, we just wanted to do things together. And so we just started watching shows or live television often. But when it comes to these situations, it's just all up to everybody hitting go at the same time. Usually the best thing to do is everybody pulls up an atomic clock on their computer and they're all watching it. And then we say like, all right, at 12:02 exactly, you hit play and boom, then, everybody's synced. So you don't have to worry about somebody's lag or something like that counting down or some shit. So
but you should have headsets though, right? Because you don't want the volume of the show.
Headsets, earbuds, whatever. So that way you don't have the copyright situation. So that way, if we wanted to, we could do it on StreamYard and then we could broadcast it. And then all of a sudden people afterwards like, hey, you couldn't make it to the watch party. But the cool thing is if you hit play at minute 1 minute 4 seconds on our watch party, you can watch it with all of us any time of the day, anytime you want. And we won't get kicked off and we won't get reported because we didn't break any copyright laws. We're just all here. We're all just reacting to it. And then all of a sudden they can play this and they can watch the show at the same time and be like, and almost getting to participate. That's what I've always wanted to do. That's what I wanted my YouTube channel to be, was me and other people watching TV shows and movies. Mm-hmm. And then basically anybody could watch along with us whenever they wanted to afterwards. I just say start, watch this movie, started at this point, and we all watch together. So yeah. Oh yeah, and there's watch party through Disney Plus, which makes it a hell of a lot easier. That's easier too, Sarah. Jeez. I need to stop taking all these things I eat before I come in here and drinking so much.
See, man, I had no idea. How it worked. Yeah, that's let's do that, man. Let's all 3, 2, 1, press play. Right?
Yeah.
And then we all can watch it together. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it, man. We have like 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, I think, man. So
it's gonna be Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, man.
Yep.
But Efren, man, I appreciate you coming on. Wait, I think Sarah had a question. Sarah said, okay, yep.
You could do that with the watch party on Disney Plus. Yep.
Yep. How do you do that, man? See, now I'm like,
There's a functionality you just have to enable. We can talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But everybody who wants to watch has got to have Disney Plus anyway. So worst case, we could just set it up through there.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I gotta talk to you guys by getting a headset. I don't have one. I'm gonna ask for your recommendations.
Okay. No, I got some for you, man. Like, yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Phil, man, thank you for coming. Efren, hey, I appreciate you, man. Like, see you at the watch party, bro. I see you. You know, you're gonna be on here live with us, man. And Ross, we miss you. We miss you, Ross. You know, so it sucks that we have the daylight time save time, whatever it's called, DTS, man, whatever, man. But DST, man, daylight savings time. Messed us all up, man. Messed us all up like the COVID shot did. But hey, man, we're still here. But next week we'll have Ross back on, and we appreciate y'all stopping by. Any last words before we go, guys?
I'll see you guys next week. I don't have to do anything; just view the party. So
let's go. All right, guys.
Oh yeah, brother.